Mike and Phil. Yeah, right.
To watch our stupidity live, head over to RantRadioNetwork.com. Good colors and night.
It's not sending the tweet. No, it's not time yet. I was like, oh shoot. Huh. Tell me when to start. Just go like this. Oh, we're on? Well, let's roll. What the heck? Sorry, guys. I haven't eaten dinner yet. I just came straight from a meeting, and I'm maxed out to the max. It's Tuesday. I'm like the worst sister in the entire world. It's my younger sister's birthday, and I forgot it. So I wanted to say happy birthday to my sister, Cammie. I come from a family of about 50,000 people, I swear. It's Catholics. That's what they do. They have big families. Totally out of control. You can't keep everything straight. Plus, I'm in California, so that's my buffer. I'm in California. Everybody's in Minnesota, so it's not my fault. It's not me. It's not you. Never blame yourself. So just want to say, like I said, happy birthday to her. And, Brett, isn't it somebody's birthday with you? What's going on?
My daughter's birthday's today.
Yeah, your daughter's birthday today. Oh. In adorable news, she's not 21.
She's 21.
Are you serious? You look 21.
Well, yeah, I started early.
You're such a dork. Oh, my God. I'm really excited, okay, today. It's been a rough day. It's like one of those days. It's actually perfect that Brett's here because we're going to talk about fighting. Speaking of fighting, I am so tired of rude people. For the second time at Target, I don't know what the problem is with Target.
You're at Target. That's the problem with
I was
Target.
getting nail polish remover. On the fly. I'm sorry. So I'm standing in line. It's 9 o'clock in the morning in Pasadena. Okay, who's up at 9 o'clock in Pasadena on a Saturday? Nobody. Nobody's up that early. Well, you have kids, so you're up. But like,
My daughter's 21 years old. You think
that's
I'm
right.
up?
You're not up. You're not up. She's not up either.
I'm up at 4 in the morning to go surfing, but I'm not up at 7 o'clock in the morning to go to Target.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But this guy, I'm not kidding you. So I'm sitting there, I'm bleeping, like they're ringing up my one item, which is nail polish remover. I got coffee in my hand like white trash. I'm carrying my own mug. I didn't even get to go to Starbucks. I was just like so tired, trying to go through the checkout line, and some jerk behind me gives me one of these, like the wave, like, you have one item. You need to hurry up. I'm like, it's 9 o'clock in the morning. So these are the kind of people that I just want to kick out of, but I can't because I'm a girl and I don't even know how to fight. But it just makes me super mad. And you just want to put him in a cage. You want to tie him up, maybe kick him in the face, punch him. I don't care. Who's Mr. Rude Guy at Target? And if I ever see him again, wow, I'm gonna get him. But I'm excited because I got live in studio with me Brett Roberts, who is the CEO of Bama USA. Probably one of the funniest guys I know. Glad to have him here. We're going to be talking about fighting. We're going to talk about beating people up. You're going to see some stuff. I mean, I've been to one of his fights, like one of the things at the casino, and literally, I started watching it through my fingers. I don't like fighting. I don't like punching. It weirds me out. 2 girls wanted to beat me up in my life. I ran from both of them. Straight up the stairs, tripped up, locked the door, called my boyfriend and cried. Fact. So I don't do any of that kind of stuff, but I'm glad that you're here. And I feel like we should have Eminem playing. Do we have any Eminem music, you guys, that we can cue in like halfway through the show? Because every time you listen to Eminem, you just want to beat somebody up. You know what I mean? Like when you're working out. Is that true? Am I alone?
I
just have anger issues?
Don't
right
get me
now?
wrong. I love Eminem, but every time I listen, no, I don't want to beat up anyone because that would cause me to fight a lot more than what I have in the past. But I do love his inspiration and his words.
So you are a fighter, not a lover. Is that correct?
Well, I'm married, so I'm a fighter, no matter how you look at it.
I'm not married, thank God.
Yeah,
Thank God.
I don't say I'm a fighter. I train in mixed martial arts because I'm in the sport. I've never fought professionally in mixed martial arts, but I just train it. But I deal with fighters every day, and my job is a fight every single day, every hour of the day, 24/7.
I've heard. So, like I said, for those of you just tuning in, this is Brett Roberts. He is the CEO of Bama USA. This is my second CEO on the show, which is awesome. we're gonna Arvin's talking to me. This is two things at once, and I just cut out, so I don't know what's going on anymore. But either way, it's literally we got Brett, and I'm excited to have him here. We're gonna beat people up. If you want to fight, call in. If you're mad about something, call in, and Brett will tell you how to handle it. So let's just start with Brett.
Okay.
Where are you from? Tell everybody that's listening. Where are you from?
I grew up right down the street here from your studio. I'm born and raised in Whittier, California, and I said East LA also. I was born and raised in actually East LA, but my folks moved to Whittier when I was very, very young, and I spent my time bouncing between Whittier and East LA, man. I was driving up here. You're 2 blocks from my dad's shop right down the street. So these are my old stomping grounds. I was pretty surprised when you told me it was over off Slauson.
Off Slauson.
Yeah.
We're on Slauson Avenue, folks.
I mean, either she's in the ghetto or she's in the industrial area.
I'm not in the ghetto. Well, I did when I was first.
Drive a couple blocks west.
I've never been over there. I just come to studio and I go home. That's it. Call it a day.
There you go.
So tell us how did you even get into cage fighting and where do we even start? I mean, how did you get into this?
Well,
and why?
Back in 1990 when I graduated from high school, they had this thing called Career Day, and they had MMA promoter, and I was the only one in there.
Are you serious?
It wasn't even exist at the time, but no, I'm just teasing.
I was like, are you serious?
No, I got into it by completely mistake, which turned out to be a great mistake. I was in business development and was repping a clothing company in mixed martial arts, and it just kind of led this direction. There was a lot of good things that came out of the company I worked for, a lot of bad things that went down with them financially. So I just took the momentum that I had from working there and made it my own, and decided to take the handcuffs off on all the people that kept me down from doing what I can do in the industry, and with the right team, which actually I'll tell you a funny story here in a minute that how we actually got started. I just had the right guys behind me, and we just built it from absolutely nothing.
Sure.
So in 2009, I was working for another company that stopped paying me, so I
Awesome.
obviously did.
Welcome to LA.
Right? Welcome to the
real world.
welcome to the fight world.
Or entertainment or anything, yeah.
So we had an opportunity on the table to go to bring a taste of mixed martial arts to the Orange County Auto Show, which is held at the Anaheim Convention Center every year. And they have about 250,000 people that roll through there over 4 days. And they wanted a little different flavor to attract a younger crowd, so they employed us to bring in mixed martial arts. And at the time, I was just in the transition of leaving the company that wasn't paying me to thinking about what I was going to do. And they offered me a tremendous amount of marketing. So a buddy of mine, Bobby, and I sat in my backyard at my outside table, just my back patio. And it was a Friday night. We sat there and talked about it. I said, look, this is what we need. We need a website. We need this. We need that. And in order for it to make it work, we're going to need all this stuff done pretty quick. And Bobby looked at me and said, I'll have it done by Monday morning. And so we worked through the
weekend?
24/7, every day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It started about Friday at 7 o'clock in the evening. And we were gung-ho until Monday morning. And by noon Monday morning, we launched the website. Had all the content up there. Photos.
Really?
Everything.
In a weekend?
In a weekend. He worked.
Wow.
He literally worked. I kid you not. He slept maybe 3 hours that entire weekend, and that was our launch. So we spent 2009 and almost all of 2010 just marketing the name, and then in 2010 we did our first fight over here at the Commerce Casino. Bad Beat won. It was September 2010, and we sold out the first fight.
Which is crazy. And for those that don't know, because I'm a girl, and I'm going to tell you right now, there's probably, sometimes. So there's probably people out there, you're so mean to me. He's already being mean to me. That don't know what is MMA fighting. What is this?
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's mixed martial arts.
Okay.
It's a mixture of martial arts. That's all it is. It's very simple. You have all your karates, your kempos, your jiu-jitsus, boxing. Every kind of art of fighting is mixed martial arts. That's as simple as it is. Everyone reads into it like, oh, mixed martial arts. No, it's simplicity. It's a variety of martial arts.
Okay.
It's a variety of fighting.
So what is okay in fighting? Like, are there rules? Like,
yeah, of
for
course.
example, I mean, for those that don't know, a new listening audience, it's like, okay, so can you punch? Can you kick? Can you bite?
No, you can't bite. You can punch
Can
and
you
you can kick and you can submit, but you can't do what we call
You can submit?
submissions.
What is that?
Submissions are when you, like, for instance, you know what an arm bar is?
No, I don't. This is you're getting mad at me, but we don't know. So what is that?
Do you have, like, internet? Do you have, like, a television?
Yes, I do, but
I know when you asked me to be on the show,
like,
a pigeon flew in my window and there was a little message tied to his foot, and that's how you messaged me. I know you call
I
that
did.
Twitter, and you
I
named your
did.
bird Twitter, but there's a thing called Twitter
At
on your
Sawicki,
phone.
by the way. Follow
Okay,
her
that's
at
right, okay.
Sawicki.
So in jiu-jitsu, there's things called submissions where you submit
Okay.
your opponent and they tap out, and because they're basically giving up by tapping out. So submissions are like arm bars, neck cranks, chokes, ankle locks, heel hooks, and there's all kinds of different submissions.
So
There's
similar
tons of them.
to throwing in the towel.
Yes, submission would be throwing in the would be tapping
at
out.
this
Throwing in
kid.
the towel is when your corner throws it in, though. I mean, but that is a way of ending the fight. In mixed martial arts, there's multiple ways to stop a fight.
Okay.
One is if you get knocked out, you're done. There's no 10-second count like boxing. There's no chance of having a concussion and it continuing on in the fight. It's stopped. Flash knockout or a full knockout, the fight's over, done. Another way of stopping a fight is when a fighter can't intelligently defend themselves. So if a guy's
What do you
getting-
mean by intelligently defend themselves? Do you mean if it's like in concussion mode,
No,
or where are we?
If you got a fighter on the ground and he's getting beat by the guy's just laying down punch after punch after punch, and he can't defend himself, or he can't get out of it, and there's nothing he can do, the referee is going to stop the fight. Simple as that. Our sport is a lot safer than what people think. And there's some statistics out there that say it's safer than college baseball. Because you don't have the longevities of the injuries. You don't have.
Really?
Oh yeah. When you get knocked out, you're on at least, I believe it's a 14-day suspension minimum. Most suspensions are 30 to sometimes even as long as 60 days
Okay.
by the athletic commissions throughout different states.
Okay.
There are some sanctions. There's some other promotions that do fights on unsanctioned grounds, like Indian reservations, that you don't get suspended because there's nobody monitoring the fights, which can be very dangerous for certain fighters. But when you're under the for us, we're under the California State Athletic Commission Board, so we play by their rules. They look over our matches, they make sure that they're even, that I'm not putting some dude who's got 30 fights against a guy who's got one fight, and the guy with one fight's just gonna get demolished.
Right.
So we match our fights up.
What's the difference between a ground guy and a stand-up guy? Being good at that.
boxing-
For the listening audience, Brett.
Boxing, wrestling.
Boxing, wrestling.
Stand-up guy would have good boxing,
Got
and
it.
for you, simplicity, wrestling, because wrestling you understand, jiu-jitsu you don't. So I got to educate you in the terms of mixed martial arts.
No, I'm just trying to help you out. I'm trying to help out the audience because they're not sure.
Oh,
they're not
the
familiar
audience
with this.
doesn't know. Okay.
No, they're not familiar with this. So I just want to make sure that we're all on the same page because if you're a girl and you're listening to my show, which we have plenty of girls because I have tons of good, awesome, successful men, so they're always tuning in. We just want to make sure everybody's clear on everything. So, okay, so have you, how have you been able to, succeed in such a new business? It's got to be tough.
It is tough.
You know what I mean? You've got a handful of sponsors. And you know what? We're actually going to cover that right when we come back for a commercial. Right now, you are listening to What Honesty Feels Like with Christine Sawicki and Brett Roberts in studio.
All right.
We are the Three Guys Rant.
with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69 The Three Guys.
It's not the Three Guys. This is why you should turn in because one has Tourette's, the other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69 3 Guys, Guys, and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on rantradionetwork.com.
DM Narc Radio Show is now airing on the Rant Radio Network. You've heard the Three Guys Rant refer to us as the Clam Chowder Power Hour. Now we get to bring our New England humor over to Los Angeles. We'll be airing Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern, and we'll cover everything from local to national politics and news. Guess what? We're uncensored too. I'm Dave. Join me and Nick Friday on the Rant Radio Network.
We're the Brothers Bear Podcast Live, and I'm your host, Sanch, and I'm always joined by
Edgar, Carlos Mandrano, and this is a show where we talk about comics, movies, TV, video games, stand-up, music, and many more geeky things. Catch us live on Rant Radio Network on Mondays from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m.
That's another commercial in the back.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And we are excited to announce our show Live with Aaron and Kelly is on Rant Radio Network. What do we talk about on our show, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
That's right. Go check us out on rantradionetwork.com. That's rantradionetwork.com.
Check it out.
Okay, so hey everybody, you're listening to What Honesty Feels Like with Christine Sawicki. For those of you that weren't here for the first part of the show, I have Brett Roberts in. He is the CEO of Bama USA. We've got some people talking trash to us on Twitter, and we're going to address that real quick because that's hilarious, because this guy's no joke. He puts people in cages. I've been to one myself. They beat each other up. Sometimes they're knocked out. They're on the ground. It's craziness, okay? So who's Mr. Savage? Do you know Mr. Savage?
I do not know.
Okay,
because
I'm getting a
I know
tweet here from
Chad Savage George.
Chad Savage.
One
Mr.
of
Savage,
my
it
fighters.
says, you would swear word your pants if I called in, smiley face.
But you got to give him credit. He's got Guns N' Roses as his photo. Appetite for Destruction, which is one of.
Is that Macho Man Randy Savage? I mean, who do we have on our hands? 855 855-969-7268. Call in if you're not scared, because apparently we got some scared people out there. We're getting lots of tweets, though, and I was just told, too, by the producer, again, because his favorite thing to do is intimidate me on this show, he's always talking to me about numbers. For those of you that don't know, it was like show number 1, Arvin came out of the gate with numbers, and he said, make sure, so we've got tons of callers or tons of people listening right now. Thank you for tuning in. We're talking to Brett, like I said, about Bama USA and cage fighting. And so we're just going to move right into our next question. So here we go, Brett.
Okay.
Explain to our listeners and viewers how the fights are presented at the Commerce Casino in California. And is this like a Las Vegas type gambling casino? And what's going on? Like, what kind of – explain it to them.
Well, the Commerce Casino here in Los Angeles has been around for years, 20, 30 years, maybe even more. Yes, it's like Vegas without the slot machine. So you have all the table games. I think the only thing missing is craps and slot machines. But you have blackjack, you have Pai Gow, you have obviously poker. It's the world's largest poker casino in the world. They have tons and tons of tables for poker, but then they have all the other card games. And they just revamped the whole place, so it's beautiful.
The Commerce Casino you're referencing?
Yeah, Commerce Casino.
Okay.
And
shout out Commerce Casino.
Shout
Woo!
out. They're awesome. It's my hometown. I mean, Commerce has been so good to me, so I love those guys. They're awesome. And how we present, there's a ballroom there. It's we have a very elegant type atmosphere. The last one, they were calling it date night because we had so many women at the facility.
Really?
We've never had a fight outside of our cage. No one has ever fought amongst our fans at all. We have good security, number one, but number two is we cater to a higher clientele. I don't go after the $20 ticket buyers. So any $20 ticket buyers out there, sorry guys, but my show's not for you.
How much is it per ticket?
$60 minimum.
Okay,
60 to 150.
60 minimum just to get into
$60 just to
out
get
of the gate.
That's like the back 7 rows. Yeah.
Okay, so that was my next question. So if you're closer to the cage,
yep,
like
120 to 150 bucks. VIP is 150 bucks, which we sell out every single time. And the last time we had a ton of celebrities come out to our last event because we are here down the street from downtown LA.
That's because you're the bomb.
Well, we put on a good show.
I think they come to see you.
Yeah, no, they don't even. I can walk through the crowd. No one even knows who I am.
Yeah, right. That's
I'm
such
serious.
A lie.
I'm telling you, I want to be the Roger Waters of music or of MMA.
Music.
Sorry, I wish I could be Roger Waters.
Now
of
you're
music,
gonna sing.
yeah.
You want to sing online?
No,
okay.
No.
Okay. So
dogs will be howling.
Who let the dogs out?
No, dogs.
That's
will be
that
howling.
could be a good song though for your guys. Is like
overplayed.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not cool enough for Brett now.
No, the song's overplayed.
It's great, though. I think it's great. Okay, we'll move on to the next thing. Okay, so Brett is one of our – he's a quick-witted guy, so you got to hang in there with him. He knows what he's talking about, so he can hang in there with me, so I'm glad to have it here. So how many – describe – what's your typical workday like? And, leading up to an event, what does Brett Roberts do other than – because I know me trying to get a hold of you just to get photos and video footage took 7.5 years.
I had to leave my
Literally.
Father's Day dinner to go send those out.
I know. Well, I gave you a Friday deadline, and Friday rolled by like Friday didn't exist. And then I'm into Saturday, and I'm ready. I know Arvin's going to rip my head off by Monday, so Sunday it was. But, so tell us about your typical workday. What's going on?
My days are long. They're
how long?
I'm up every day about 7:30 at the latest. And I spend my mornings reading a lot, updating.
What do you read?
News of my sport, people, what's going on, see what's
Twitter?
going on Twitter, on Facebook, on mixedmartialarts.com. MMA Junkie, one of my favorite mixed martial arts radio stations out there.
Well, for all of the listeners, mixed martial arts, I want to do a highlight. We have a highlight video.
Play it.
Because I want people to see this. So if you're streaming live, get to your computers, show your friends, show your mom.
If you miss
well,
it, it's on
no,
our
don't
website.
show your mom.
Show your mom. She'll love
show
it.
your mom. Show your mom.
This is who you want to see. Let me tell you something. Kids under 1 year old,
yeah,
they're going through school, and they're the straight A students. They're the ones who don't worry about nothing. And they're a lot better than the soccer kids out there.
Really?
They're better students. They're well rounded. They're more they're friendly to adults. Because they learn. Look at the traditions of martial arts.
Sure.
Look at that tradition. And then you don't see martial art people blowing up stadiums.
Okay, so let's take a look. Because do you see it up there, Brett?
I see
Our
it.
in studio, there it is. So if you're streaming live with us, check it out.
That's our highlight reel. Yeah,
that's our highlight reel.
So there's a submission. So he was going for he's rolling him over. He's going to actually roll him into an arm.
Look at that.
So that's groundwork. So
Painful.
Now this is an ankle lock right there. He's just and see the guy tapping out. That's submission. Here comes another submission. This is Gabe Rudiger's retirement fight with Scott Catlin. Rudiger was in the UFC. And then you're going to see our first ever belt fight here in 1 second. Okay,
wow.
That's Chris Coley, one of our 145 tough guys, taking on Justin Lin. But you can see how it's all, it's all professional mixed martial arts. These guys get paid to fight. They're working their way up the ladder.
Paid.
Oh yeah, they always get paid. Amateurs don't get paid. Professionals do.
Oh my gosh, look at that. See now, if I myself.
So this is the belt fight. So this was our first ever 155 belt fight. It was against E.J. Chavez and George Valdez. And these guys went at it for just shy of 3 rounds. It was a 5-round fight, but they went at it, and E.J. Chavez came up on top, and he was awarded the belt. And then this is the main event, so it's just all part of the highlight stuff.
Wow.
And
that's the winner.
That's the
winner. You are the champion.
Yep, he won the fight that night.
There you go. Well, if somebody hit me, I think I would just grab a baseball bat. I don't know that I would be like.
Do you have a baseball bat with you everywhere you go?
No.
Okay, then you don't have a baseball bat.
But I could mix martial arts. I could learn mixed martial arts.
Do you realize I spent literally 15 minutes with my daughter one night training her how to get out of a couple wrestling holds, if you will, pins that
really
people do, and she learned it so quick that the next time she went and wrestled with her boyfriend, she turned around and pinned him.
Seriously?
It took me less than 15 minutes.
Everybody needs a dad.
I'm telling you, this is you got to just go. I mean, these gyms are popping up everywhere.
Right.
I mean, they're all over the world now.
And
you learn so much more than just how to fight. It's not about how to fight; it's how to protect yourself too. And it's how to. I mean, I used to be a big weightlifter. Now I don't even go lift weights anymore. It's all circuit training and and jiu-jitsu. I take kickboxing classes. Just cardio stuff. I mean,
you brought up a really good point too for women, because it's pretty scary out there being a woman, especially you've got a daughter that you want to protect and stuff, and you want her to be able to protect herself. I myself have been stalked by some weirdo, crazy guy, and whatever.
One.
I'm not gonna answer that stuff on air. Oh my God, it's like a nightmare. But anyway, it's like it's a good thing, I think so. Can women actually? Do you have women?
Yes.
Cage fighters.
We have women fighters. Yes. We.
How many?
It's hard to say. I can't really say how many. Because there's a lot less women fighting in mixed martial arts still. So the girls that do fight in our area sometimes are tied up with other organizations, and some are. So it's hard to get them. And then the weight classes in women, it fluctuates between like 105 to as high as like 155. And not
really?
a lot of women are in the same weight classes that are in the same areas to fight. So it's harder to match them up. I keep trying to match up some of the fights, but the fights fall out all the time. So a lot of times those are the ones that fall out. So we are working on a couple girls to sign them on a long-term contract right now to like 3, 4, 5 fights. But we need to have.
Is that that's a long-term contract, 4 fights or
it
5?
It is because we do 4 fights a year.
Okay.
So that would be one, at least a 2-year contract. But because they can't fight every single time, sometimes they get injuries or they just need to take some time off. You have all the same issues that women have that don't fight. That
Crazy
you do, that
issues.
Do fight.
Just
well,
kidding. I'm a woman.
these girls are more sane, but yeah.
Okay,
Ever
so
deal with a woman in a cage?
Yeah, I'm serious. Like, I mean, men.
Nah, some of the women are easier to deal with than the men.
Really?
I can't believe I just said that, but yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so what exactly like the training process for a fighter? When fighter like
it all depends.
Really?
It all depends. Some people come from wrestling backgrounds. Most of them come from wrestling backgrounds.
Okay.
Some fighters come from karate backgrounds. Boxing backgrounds. A lot of boxers have got into it now because they see what's going on with boxing.
Okay.
I still love boxing, but it's not as fast paced, and there's not as many knockouts anymore in boxing.
Do you think that cage fighting and Bama USA is the new boxing, by any chance,
It's
or
a different
is
sport.
it a different? Yeah.
It's a different sport.
Okay.
It is the fastest growing sport ever.
Okay.
Not just in combat sports, ever.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it has grown rapidly in the last 20 years, like 25 years. That I mean, there's so much stuff that it's exploded, and when people realize the safety of it behind it, and also the technology of it, these fighters are advancing so quickly. I mean, athletes, not just a fighter, but an athlete become a great fighter because they're athletic.
Right.
So you look at like John Jones from the UFC. Okay, the guy's a phenomenal athlete. Okay, you look at some of the guys that have been in the game for as long as Randy Couture. He's a stud. He was a professional. He was a great athlete, great wrestler, and just put on these are the pioneers of our sport. We're still watching the pioneers of our sport now.
Right.
I mean, boxing's 100 years old. So you look. Think about where mixed martial arts can be in 100 years from now.
Right.
20 years from now, where it's going to be.
Well, where do you see it? What is
being the biggest sport ever? Simply the biggest sport ever.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So because right now, let's say you said how many fights per year do you put on?
We put on 4 shows, which have an average of 10 fights per show. So 40 fights a year, sometimes as many as 50.
40 fights a year you have to organize?
That's 50 fighters. I'm sorry. That's
how many people?
80 fighters. Sorry.
Do you have helping you out?
My staff.
Yeah.
On fight night, we have about 50 people working with us, but between fights, we have full-time 7 employees.
Full-time?
At least 7.
Did you just say part-time. 7 employees for that many fights?
7. Well, I do most of the matchmaking.
Are you serious? Do you actually find the fighters yourself too?
Yes.
I love how Brett's cueing me on my own show. This is awesome.
OCD at
This is
best.
awesome. They give me music. It comes in, Brett. I've done this before. I love it.
You got in trouble on our last break. I don't want you to get in trouble again.
Okay, if you're listening right now to What Honestly Feels Like with Christine Swicky, Brett Robertson Studio, Bama USA. Join us after the commercials.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what will make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we could call.
We can call their drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho macho michelada.
TheTicketSurgeon.com. Reach us at 855-WIN-4-199.
Did you get caught speeding, texting while driving, or doing anything else you weren't supposed to do?
Give us a call. Don't miss work. Don't lose out on the money. Don't get any more points. What about your insurance? Let us fight for you. TheTicketSurgeon.com at 855-WIN-4-199.
Welcome to the Monster Marketing Group, your one-stop shop for all your marketing needs. Anything you need to make that marketing and advertising campaign stand out, we're your people. Concepts, design, production, social media, anything that you can dream up, we're going to make happen for you. And we can do it in a very quick turnaround. Please give us a call at 888-49-MONSTER.
Here we go, and you're listening to What Honesty Feels Like with Christine Sawicki, and I have a super special in-studio guest who tells me when we have commercials. He points to his watch, and he lets me know that we're going to commercial. No, just joking with you guys. But he is an amazing man who has started something from the beginning and did it on his own. It's called Bama USA. We're talking about cage fighting. And for those of you just joining us now, if you have any questions, please call in at 855-969-7268, and he can ask you how to beat somebody up. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
That's not what I do.
No, I know. I'm just joking with you. Okay, so let's get back into it. So where exactly, how and where do where do these fighters train? Are they in gyms or?
Yeah, there's all kinds of mixed martial arts places out. There's the Gracie Bajas, who got tons of camps. There's Fullerton, California. You got CSW. Tustin, you got Total MMA. Huntington Beach. There's all kinds of gyms down there. They're everywhere. You just have to look around. I mean, it's really not hard to miss one. They're probably at some of the coffee shops, next door to coffee shops that you're going to get your caffeine
So right before
rush.
you're ready to kick out of somebody, you just go grab a Starbucks.
Get some caffeine going.
You're welcome, Starbucks.
Yeah. Who?
You're welcome for the shout out.
Seattle?
Oh my God. Okay, so we got a caller on the phone.
Uh-oh.
Who knows? It's probably Mr. Macho Randy Savage with Guns N' Roses photo.
Yeah, with 112 followers.
We're probably going to get smoked. Okay, hold on. So here we go. Ready? And caller, are you there? Hello? Oh,
yes, the name is Joey. I'd like to ask the guest a question.
Joey, where are you calling from?
What's up, Joey?
I'm calling from West Virginia.
West Virginia. Have you ever been in a fight, Joey? Been knocked out, smoked somebody?
Cage fighting.
Really?
Old school fighting.
Why don't you just let Joey ask the question?
Oh, Brett's so rude.
Yeah, Brett, I just wanted to ask you, your fan base, how many? I guess it's kind of multiple questions about the fans. How many fans show up, and do you get a lot of first-time fans that are looking for something new and entertainment and like warriors, or do you get a lot of repeat fans, or do you have a cult following where people come to multiple fights?
Yeah, we have a pretty good following now. It's tough in Los Angeles because we're in Los Angeles, but we've developed a great following. We have guys. We have a VIP list where guys and gals actually buy tickets before we go on sale to the general public, and we've been surprised in the few years that we've been in business on how many people are fans. They don't care who we're putting in the cage. They just know that our reputation. With our reputation that we put on good shows and we create an event. It's an experience. I try to create an experience at our shows, which bring people back. We have the largest number of women and kids coming to our shows. We have kids, infants, as young as 2 years old there, and then of course up into their teens and so forth. But our fan base is a good following. We have a pretty solid following, despite what my personal Twitter account looks like.
Yeah, it's very good. And your fighters, do they have like stage names or they have certain looks?
Yeah. They have a lot of them have obviously different. They have very different looks. Anywhere from guys that are all tatted out to guys who don't have tats, and mohawks and different colored hair and the whole 9 yards. But we have guys with nicknames like Chad the Savage George, who's one of our fighters who's been out of commission for a little bit, but he'll be back. Urban legend Chris Coley, who's one of our 145 fighters who's soon to be chasing our belt here, hopefully in the next fight on August 9th. Who else do we have? I mean, there's a lot of names that are kind of I'm just not thinking about, but yeah, there's a lot of guys that have nicknames for themselves.
Okay, and then when you have these fights, do the fighters hang around after to sign autographs, or the fans have personal contact, or they just kind of leave and go backstage?
There's a little bit of both. Some of the fighters will go out to our to the ballroom and hang out. We have areas for them, and they do mingle with the crowd, because a lot of the fighters in our local area, their fans are from their gyms, from their camps, from their area, their friends and family, so they do come out. So they will go out there. And yes, we do have a lot of guys that go out and sign autographs, because we're kind of like a minor league system for the UFC, if you will, or even Bellator. So these are the guys that are at the last stage before they go to the big show. So you're seeing guys that chances are the next time you see them, you're going to be paying $300, $400 a ticket to watch these guys fight. So yes, we have a lot of interaction with the fighters. And now that we have a lot of celebrities coming to our fights, now the fighters are going out to meet the celebrities, because they're looking at these Hollywood celebrities in our backyard that are coming to watch them fight. So they're a little starstruck by them too. So it's a fun environment. It's a different environment. I've been at fights all over, about 7 different states, and California is one of the toughest ones. But we've been fortunate to build it here in California and kill it here in LA.
It's very good. Thanks. I'm enjoying the show, and thanks a lot.
And you can always check us out on live stream too. We have a live feed for all of our fights. You're welcome to watch them for free.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for calling.
For free.
Christine, do you have a show, or is this my show? What's going on here?
See, this is the most difficult in-studio guest I've had yet. I'm just kidding. He's great. So anyway, okay.
You've had like 3.
Hey, but but I get callers. Are you arguing with me?
No, you're doing awesome.
I think I'm doing a great job.
You're doing a bang-up job.
Bang up
Don't
job.
hurt your shoulder.
Okay, so he brought up an interesting thing. Why is it harder and more difficult to be successful in California? You brought that up just in that last caller. So
we're in Los Angeles.
I know, but still, Orange what about it is more difficult?
Because everyone's individualized out here, pretty much. It's really, I mean, everyone has their own thing. Everyone, everyone's a superstar in LA. I mean, everyone's,
I'm
right.
Really,
they don't all have their own radio show, but it's tough because you have expectations that they put on you.
Right.
There's a lot of things. I mean, it's if I don't put somebody in on a fight, they get mad at me because I don't have room on the fight card.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they take it personally. But it's a business for me. I run this like a business. I have friends and I have business. I have business relationships, but I have friend relationships, and sometimes those two cannot cross, and I don't have room for them.
Right.
And it's not because I'm trying not to, but I have to look at what's best for my fans. I have to look at my fight cards, like I'm doing right now. We have a fight coming up on August 9th.
Okay.
We have 20 matches lined up right now. I cannot do 20 fights in one night. Number one, the State Athletic Commission will allow me to do 15. Number 2, 20 or 15 professional fights is just way too long. So we have to narrow that down to 10 to 12. Okay. So I have to pick out what's the best matches for the fighters and the fans alike, and so people want to come back. Because the last thing I want is someone to leave. I don't care. Everyone's. To me, it's still every customer counts. Okay.
Customer service is key.
Customer service is key. That's why we have a phone number, not just a website. That's you can call in and someone live will answer. Not like my bank when I call and get that automated push number thing. Hate that nonsense. So you can actually talk to someone. I answer the phone a lot of the times.
Oh, you do?
Absolutely.
You answer the phone when people call you about your huge business that you have.
It's my company, and if I can't take out the trash, I shouldn't be an owner.
Okay, so that is a really, really good point, because the most successful CEOs, wasn't there a show where they had the CEO doing the lowest job on the totem pole or whatever? So if you'll get down and dirty. You don't know.
I don't watch
do you
TV.
watch TV? Neither do I.
I watch fights.
I heard about it. You watch what? Fights?
I watch fights.
I understand that. So, okay, cool. So let's go back to what your day-to-day stuff is. Okay, because you have number of fights per year.
Right.
all people see is this
Right.
and fighting and whatever and heads knocking and whatever in a cage. Great, like fans, whatever, all that kind of fun stuff. But what actually happens in between each fight?
That's some of our most busiest times. Like even today, we're running around trying to put the fight card together. Like I said, we have 20 matched up fights. We're trying to pick out the best fights, but there's also business that we have to deal with. We have
Like what?
sponsorships that we have to attend to, make sure that they're happy. We're also searching for new sponsors all the time, bringing new people in, writing up proposals. We're looking to go out of state in 2014. So we're writing up proposals for venues to go to.
Uh-huh.
We have television deals on the table. So I have to go.
You have television too. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I have to read all this, these thick paperwork stuff and go through all this stuff and look at the rules and regulations. I got to go to meet with my attorney, sit down with him, have him look at stuff. Tell him, there's language in there that I don't understand.
Sure, you do.
Legal language.
Yeah, you could do it.
Yeah, I can do it. Sure, I just got a law degree in my back pocket. Actually, I love the law too.
But who's really going to mess with you in the law? Because I mean, you've got a whole slew of people that are just willing to just beat people up.
But that's violence. I'm not going to go out and portray violence outside the cage. Then I misrepresent
good
everything that I am about, because all of our fights happen in our cage. Just kind of like if you look at our logo, it explains everything. We have a decagon around the yin yang. Yin yang represents the martial arts, and the B in the middle stands for Bama. So everything happens inside the cage. That's where the fights are. There's no fighting outside of it.
Okay.
There's no. I fought my whole way through school. I got kicked out of every school except for the ones I graduated at. I always was in fighting.
Really?
So people find out that I'm in fighting now. It's like, God, you gotta figure that one out, right? Brett's in fighting. I mean, I was fighting everybody.
He's very combative.
I was, but you learn a lot. You learn about yourself, and you learn. Anyone who ever tests themselves in a fight, you really learn a lot, because the emotions, the adrenaline, all that stuff starts picking up like there's no tomorrow. Awesome, thank you. So
superhero host.
He's awesome. What was?
First of all, I typed it in.
Did you really?
I typed it in. I see you.
Thank you. I know I'm all raspy because I'm on the phone talking all the time. But no, there's a tremendous amount of stuff that goes on between. I mean, texting. I mean, communication now is crazy. People can find you 24/7 pretty much.
Yeah,
so
they're like online through the phone, anywhere.
Anywhere. I mean, I was texting last night to a manager locking down one of the fights at 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
My wife goes crazy sometimes with me because my phone won't stop ringing or pinging when I get a text.
Right.
But there's a tremendous amount of work that goes on before to make the show happen, and it all has to come together at one time. There's no room for
second,
error.
Yeah, second try, or let's hope this fight goes right, or
To create the dream, you got to have the team, and that's how we do it. It's a team of us, and no way I've never, and I hopefully never will say that this is all me. It's not. It's all about my team. It's all about the people around me that make it possible, and we just work hard. We believe in the project. We believe in what we can do, and we're proving it as we move along.
Right.
And we're pulling 150,000 views on our live stream.
Really?
We're selling out every fight at $60, a minimum per ticket.
Right.
We're killing it right now.
Where are people, if they wanted to order tickets to one of your events or purchase tickets, where do they go to?
They go to our website, badbeatmma.com or bamausa.com. They can call us on our.
Or they call Brett at midnight and his wife won't mind.
Right. Yeah. Which people have. Fighters.
Hi, wifey.
Fighters will give out my cell phone number. It's like, hey, call them and order tickets like 3 days before the fight. And this guy's like, oh yeah, such and such told me to call you and order tickets. I'm like, are you kidding me? I got, you don't call me to order tickets. You got to go to the web,
But Brett's the guy. You're the one-man band.
I'm not a one-man band.
No, I mean,
the
team, you know what I mean?
Yes.
But you're the guy that makes it happen and pulls it all together, so.
I'm the ringleader, but I got a bunch, and my guys that are killing it for me, so.
Awesome.
There's your cue music.
We got Brett again. Brett's going to be my co-host, I think, by next week. You're listening to What Honesty Feels Like with Christine Sawicki, and I got Brett Roberts in studio, Bama USA. Tune in after commercials.
Looking for a delicious, fresh family meal that's ready when you are and easy on your budget? Welcome to Piara Pizza. We make our pizzas with handmade dough, 100% real cheese, and tomato sauce blended with our own spices. Nothing is ever frozen. We always have large pepperoni and cheese pizzas fresh and waiting for you for only $5. Or choose one of our specialty pizzas. We have veggie, meat lovers, supreme, and Hawaiian. Add an order of our amazing hot wings, cheesy bread, or breadsticks. Our locations are ultra modern, ultra clean, and open 7 days a week. Visit any one of our locations today, or check us out on the web at www.piarapizza.com. Piara Pizza. Fresh, hot, and ready for you when you come in. Stop in for your Piara Pizza today.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home. At AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-842-7149. Or you can log on to www.agrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español.
We're the Brothers Bear Podcast Live, and I'm your host, Sanch, and I'm always joined by
Edgar, Carlos Medrano, and this is a show where we talk about comics, movies, TV, video games, stand-up, music, and many more geeky things. Catch us live on Rant Radio Network on Mondays from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m.
That's another commercial in the bag.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what would make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we can call.
We can call their drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho macho michelada.
Dirty Truth Radio Show, where we'll be talking about relationships,
marriage,
how to have sex,
dating,
first dating,
what not to do while dating.
Why middle-aged women are very easy.
Don't talk about sex on the first date.
Why shouldn't you?
Don't say X about on the first date.
Why religion should never be mentioned.
And demasculated.
And demasculated men.
Alpha males.
And alpha males. Why women love alpha males but won't admit it.
Yes, we do.
On Tuesdays from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. only on RantRadioNetwork.com.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on RantRadioNetwork.com.
What's up, everyone? Sports Guru here. Sick of looking at the same old boring websites? Well, check out thenewsportsguru.com for all the hottest trending videos and all the biggest sports news. Become a VIP for only $4.99 and get premium access to everything the Sports Guru has to offer. The beautiful gurus girls, all my biggest sports picks, and much more. So get off that porn site and check out thenewsportsguru.com.
DM Narc Radio Show is now airing on the Rant Radio Network. You've heard the three guys Rant refer to us as the Clam Chowder Power Hour. Now we get to bring our New England humor over to Los Angeles. We'll be airing Friday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 Eastern, and we'll cover everything from local to national politics and news. Guess what? We're uncensored too. I'm Dave. Join me and Nick Friday on the Rant Radio Network.
Feels like with Christine Sawicki. I've got Brett Roberts, Bama USA in studio, and we're trying not to fight everybody. But we, for those of you that are just joining us, he's crazy. He puts on cage fights. People fight, they get knocked out, and all this other crazy stuff. So, but we got a caller, so let's pick that up first. Brett Roberts, Bama USA CEO, for those of you just joining us now and what honesty feels like. So hold on. And caller.
Are you there? Yeah, I'm here. Whoa.
It's loud. You there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And what's your name?
Chris Cully.
Chris. Why is Brett laughing? Does Brett know you?
Oh, yeah, he knows me very well. I'm probably his favorite black guy of all time / fighter.
Yeah, Chris is my boy. I love this guy.
He's your boy.
He
Okay.
is now.
Oh, he's a fighter of yours.
Yeah, he's fought for us 4 times. He's 4-0 in our cage.
4-0. Whoa. Watch out for that guy.
Yeah, he's tough.
He's tough. Chris, are you tougher than Brett? That's what I want to know. Because this guy talks a lot of trash. I mean, he's directing my show today, in case he didn't tell you.
I wouldn't know because he does, like, Jedi mind tricks.
Exactly.
So,
He's giving me cues across the table. I don't even know what's happening. So how did you meet this guy? How did you start fighting for him?
Well, he
there's a story.
Actually, I was trying to get on his card for a while.
Yeah?
Bama USA puts on great fights, and I was leaving another company, and my contract was up, and he just had, like, really awesome matchups. And I kind of called him, and he kind of played me to the left at first. It was like, yeah, we'll get you a fight, maybe. Yeah, I think I was like, he was like, hey, man, everybody wants to fight here. You got to kind of earn it. I kind of kept bugging him, and then he threw me to the wolves, but I went there and I proved myself, and we've had a great relationship since.
Yeah, let me jump in here real. Chris Cully used to be managed by somebody who I had a falling out with. And
awesome.
Out of respect, when someone tells me that, hey, none of my fighters are for you, blah, 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 I said, okay, but Chris was under that management, and he's like, Brett, I want to fight for you, I'm like, Chris, I can't. You got to talk to your manager. I can't do it. And I was putting him to the left, as Chris put it, because I had to be respectful to his manager's wishes, even though we didn't get along. Sorry, it is what it is. So then I threw Chris into a tough fight against an opponent that he had fought already twice and lost once and won once too, and it was going to be a one and done, because quite frankly, I thought Chris was going to lose.
You did.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Chris, this guy's like kind of. What's his problem?
You like?
He's like he gives you the hard like he doesn't want to sign you. He's like throwing you to the wolves, and then he's like thinking you're gonna lose. He's gonna put you in the ring to lose. Who is this guy? Brett Roberts.
Respect the honesty, though. He told me up front. He goes, "I'm not giving you any easy fights. If you're gonna fight for us, you're gonna fight.
You're gonna have a fight on your hands." I mean, that's what I told him because that's how we do it. I mean, everyone has learned in my area that whether I'm friends with you or I roll with you or hang out with you, whatever. When you comes to my business, you have a fight on your hands. That's it. Simple as that. I love you outside, but if you want, I mean, Chris, okay, let me tell you something about Chris. When I found Chris, Chris was a good fighter. Okay,
yeah.
A solid, well-rounded fighter. He is now a great fighter.
Well, he's 4-0.
He's 4-0 in arcade.
Did you shove your stats down Brett's throat like when they started rolling out?
But
the 4-0?
He's 17 or 18.
17 and 10.
17 and 10 now.
17 and 10.
17 and 10. The guy's got 27 fights under his belt. And he's taken fights on short notices. He's taken fights that he shouldn't have taken. He's been thrown to the wolves by other guys. But he stepped into our cage and he stepped up his game. He fought Vince Ortiz. He was known as a one-dimensional fighter who couldn't submit anybody, and he submitted a wrestler, Vince Ortiz. Vince Ortiz is a great guy. I love him to death, good friend of mine. And it was sad to watch him lose. But in the meanwhile, Chris is growing. Then he came in and had to fight Tom Gloudman, who was a tough dude, and grinded Chris out for 13 minutes in the cage, and Chris landed up turning the tables, and with less than 2 minutes left, he knocked the guy out. Okay?
Seriously?
Absolutely. So then he wasn't done there.
Like Rocky?
Yeah, almost. It was
like I mean, seriously, like Rocky. Dun, dun, dun. Did you go up to the run the stairs and be like, "What's her name?"
That's before the fight. That's before the fight.
Yeah, I was actually crying. I
you
was
did
running
cry?
around crying. And then I was trying to act tough at the same time, but you can't act tough with tears running down your face. So,
it's okay to cry.
Yeah, it is. Until your teammates make fun of you for crying like a girl on live stream, but it is what it is.
It's
it
emotional.
Is what it is.
Fighting is emotional. And so then I threw. Then he had a shot at Steve Magdaleno, who was one of the as was known as one of the best 145 fighters outside of the UFC.
Really?
Or that wasn't in the UFC. And Chris was watching Steve Magdaleno get all this press coverage. He was watching what 6-8 interviews they did on this guy, and Chris got like one from some little media company
magazine
that,
and
yeah.
Bakersfield.
So, but Chris came in.
Just kidding.
Chris came in there and schooled him. He
Really?
had a great fight plan. He came in there and kept his distance and just picked him apart and won the fight. It was beautiful. And see, my problem is I'm personal with all my fighters. They become my friends, and I love Steve Magdaleno as I love Chris and a lot of the guys that fight with me. But I became friends with Steve, and I'm friends with Chris. And Chris and I have a very different relationship because I didn't want him as a fighter in the beginning.
Right.
So when you don't want somebody and then you become friends with them, it's a different relationship. Now I want to see Chris grow, and I want to see him shine and move on to a bigger organization and get paid some big money to fight and do very well in his career. His fight with Magdaleno put Chris's name on the map. He had 26 fights before then, and he was really never recognized. But he beat Magdaleno, and now, I mean, you tell it, Chris. I mean, where's your publicity gone now?
Yeah, it's crazy now.
Now you're like the
last
king
year,
of the hill?
A little bit. It's like guys won't fight me now. Last year, dudes were chasing me around to get fights, like paparazzi. Now it's quiet.
Yeah, now I'm having a hard time finding fights for him.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Is there any 145ers out there that want to fight Chris Coley? Let me know. Call me 714-912-8822.
There you go.
I'll fight anybody. I got to put food at the table.
Hey, well, can I fight you?
You weigh
yes, just don't expect any mercy.
Oh,
you
no,
know?
I know.
Dude, your chick will stab her.
I could train.
Yeah,
Try getting on the train.
Chris, I got the same name as you, Chris Teen.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Christine?
Chris
So you're just
I'm like
awesome,
W.
then.
I'm like Chris squared.
Oh, dang.
See?
Yeah.
You never know. You never know.
You never know.
So
You
what's
might
that-
knock me out like I did Glaubman.
Hey, you never know, right? I mean, I'm just like I'm under the radar. You know what I mean? I'm running under the radar right now. People don't know about me. Paparazzi's not around. I'm just, I'm training.
Oh, snap, dark horse. All right.
I'm just kidding. Okay, so what's it like to work for this guy? Because I know what it's like to interview this guy. What in God's name is it like to work for Brett Roberts?
Well, even as crazy as he is, man, it's really easy because he doesn't
Really?
hold any punches. Yeah, and he just puts it all out there. He lets you know who you're fighting, how it goes, when it's going down.
Mm-hmm.
He's really upfront with all the business, and he's not shady at all. I've dealt with a lot of promoters to where, I'd fight, and I'd be like, hey, man, where's my paycheck? And then it's just stuff like that. But Brett, he really loves his company and his fighters, and it shows, and he takes care of us.
Oh, that's cool. So that means when you make it into the next level of fighting, you're come back and you're cut Brett a check, right?
No, I'm acting like I never met him, and I'll start dressing like Puff Daddy. No, of course. I
Disappear, ghost.
Bama took me in. A lot of companies. They don't want to put the risk on paying me because of my record, and he gave me a chance to show that I did evolve as a fighter. So I'll always be forever grateful to Bama and Brett.
Oh, that's really sweet. See, that's a really good thing. Let's talk about that. We're going to talk about that later on today, what Brett is really like in his personal life, if we have time. But thank you so much for calling in, Chris. Is there anything else you want to ask him? Or?
Oh, no. Thank you guys for having me call in. You guys have a great night.
Hey, Chris, keep training. I'm under the radar, like I said.
And no
Yes,
chocolate,
ma'am.
no chocolate ding-dongs or whatever you told me. You put
I'm actually eating a Choco Taco right now.
You better
but
not be eating
that's
a chocolate.
neither
You got to
here nor
make
there.
145, knucklehead.
Yeah,
you better go. Oh, I was going to say something.
You know I'm going to start
terrible.
calling you at 2 o'clock in the morning. Make sure you're not eating.
Yeah, yeah. I'm on my water. I'll be ready.
All right, dog. Thanks,
God.
man. Love you, brother.
Thanks for calling in,
Love
Chris.
you too.
Thank you.
All right, you guys have a good one.
All right, bye. That's a great thing.
Yeah, he's a good
He
kid, man.
just said in literally 2 seconds what kind of person you are, and that's amazing because there are so many people in the shady in fighting, in the entertainment business, in anything, and it's always somebody trying to cut somebody out of a check, out of somewhere, out of something, trying to cut out a deal. You yourself weren't getting paid, so you had to break off and do your own thing, and so now you're becoming
This
successful.
business is brutal.
Yeah.
I've been in the finance world for a long time. I've been in the industry. I've been in the computer industry when it was booming, mortgage industry when it was booming, leasing, sales, all kinds of business stuff. And those are pretty cutthroat. MMA is just
far
crazy,
worse.
crazy. Because there's a lot of people who don't know business who are in the game who think they know business,
right?
But they don't, and it sucks because a lot of sponsors have gotten burned in the past because of
Sure.
bad business. And you have just to be, I'm a handshake guy. My handshake is stronger than my signature.
Word means everything.
Exactly.
Me too.
And that's
Awesome.
how I was raised. So that's how we do it, and that's why we're still in business. People trip out. It's like, God, there's no way Bama's going to survive. Well, we keep surviving.
Yeah, because people, once they see that you're a legit person, you're doing things the right way,
Yeah.
people are going to want to come back. It's the same thing like in entertainment. And I said, how am I going to separate myself?
Well, look
just the same way.
Look at our sponsors. We have Budweiser. We have,
That's what I was going to ask you about. How many sponsors and who's sponsoring you?
how many? I don't know. Have an exact number, but our big ones are Budweiser, which is very difficult to get, but we are allowed
Very
to get
difficult.
Budweiser. GoPro. which took a big risk on us, and they're still giving us a lot of love. And we're the only mixed martial arts organization that they've ever sponsored.
Really?
Yeah, Livestream came on board and gave us a tremendous amount of love, and I think we're still the #1 combative sport watched on their channel. I haven't checked the numbers lately, but as of last year we were, or earlier this year. Rev Gear, who supplies us with our gloves and a lot of other stuff, they're awesome. Paul at Rev Gear is just a great guy. He's huge in the sport. We just our contract just ended with Vitamin Water, so we're now going back to the tables with those guys, and we're also hopefully going to be talking to some other energy drink companies out there. So we because we had Vitamin Water and NOS energy drink, so we're looking at talking to some other people out there. Be First Clothing just came on, new clothing line, which is awesome. That's BeFirstClothing.com. They're awesome, and it's a great catchphrase because if you're listening to fights, you're hearing people be first, be first, be first, and so you got Be First Clothing.
That's actually very cool.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. OC Wheel and Tires over there in Orange, California. Those guys give us a lot of love. We do a lot of stuff in the car industry too. So we have cars that go out to SEMA and so forth. So we have a lot of love from cars. TSW rims. We've had Cooper tires. Yeah, I'm trying to think of everyone that we have because. It depends. So we're always looking. We're talking to some mortgage companies right now about coming in because our exposure's there, and our average mean income is like $120,000. So we have people that actually make money coming to our fights.
Sure.
And that's what people want. They want people that make money.
Okay, cool. Well, what is my Twitter just keeps blowing up. My God. Okay, so let's just go into the next thing. So, what is the age range of fighters? How old are they?
Well, you have to be 18 to fight professionally in California. So our age is average from low 20s to we had fighters. Scott Catlin, who just retired, who fought Gabe Rudiger for the second time, just retired at 43.
Really?
So he was in there. So.
Did we already? This is the end. Wow.
That's it. Wow.
Holy cow. If you want to get in touch with Brett, go to @BrettBama. Or Bama, Bama
Twitter's
Brett.
@BamaBrett.
Yes. @Bama Brett. And that was a really fast last segment. So what honestly feels like with Christine Sawicki, thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Brett, for coming in. And we'll see you next time.
Let me know.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what will make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we can call.
We can call their drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho Macho Michelada.